We are live once again for some more bedtime stories. Welcome, 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 everyone. We are officially back for some extra bedtime stories on YouTube. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all having an amazing night. What's up, Amber Graham and Dark Soldier and everyone else? I hope you're all having an awesome night like I am. As you could see, today we're going to be doing the 3 Knuffle Bunny stories in order. So if you guys love Knuffle Bunny, I have all 3 bedtime stories. We have Knuffle Bunny 2, we have normal Knuffle Bunny, and we also have Knuffle Bunny 3. So I was thinking today on YouTube Live, we could do a fun little saga of all the Knuffle Bunny stories. So without further ado, everyone, I'm going to go straight into bedtime stories. And it is time for our first story of the night on YouTube, Knuffle Bunny. So once again, make sure you're all tucked in with your blankets, your candy, your popcorn, and your snacks, and you're ready for the first bedtime story of the night. And also, if you just joined us for the first bedtime story ever, hit that red thumbs up button, and also subscribe to our channel because you guys get bedtime stories all the time. But it is time for one of my favorite story sagas, Knuffle Bunny. Also, bear with me because this book is a little bit long, or like lengthwise, like literally. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand run with her daddy. Trixie and her daddy went down the block, and they even went through the park. They walked past the school and into the laundromat. I wonder what they're gonna be doing inside the laundromat. Maybe they need to wash their clothes for the week. Now Trixie helped her daddy put all the laundry into the machine. I don't know how helpful she's being, because after all, Trixie just has a pair of pants on her face, a bra in her hand, socks, or a bra in her one hand, and a sock in the other, and just all kinds of things flying all over the place while her dad is trying to load everything into the laundry machine. She even got to put the money into the machine. Put the money in the slot. See you later. Thanks a lot. Da-na-na-na-na-na. And then they left. So Trixie's happy because she got to do all the fun labor at the laundromat, but she never realized that someone was left behind inside the laundry machine. Uh-oh. But a block or so later, as they're walking home, Trixie realized something. So now that face tells us everything we need to know, because Trixie realized that Knuffle Bunny was missing. So Trixie turned to her daddy and she said, "Aggle, flaggle, clabble." "That's right," replied her daddy. "We are going home now. You're so smart, Trixie. I'm so glad you know the route home. You are such an intelligent baby." "Aggle, flaggle, clabble," said Trixie again. "Blaggle, plabble, wumpy, floppy, schnurp." So Trixie's really trying to use everything she can, because after all, she is just a baby and she can't really talk yet, but she's trying to explain that Knuffle Bunny is missing and she doesn't know where he is and they need to go back to grab him. "Now please don't get fussy," said her daddy. "Well, she had no choice. What's she supposed to do? She doesn't know where Knuffle Bunny is supposed to be at." So Trixie bawled, "Wah!" And then she went boneless, because after all, Trixie's like, fine, if I can't have my Knuffle Bunny, no one can be happy. So it's gonna be a no bones day, just like Noodles the pug. I'm gonna go flop on the ground and just lay here until you carry me home. Now she did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. But by the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. So she's just crying and crying until finally the dad is like, "I have had it with you. We are being carried home and I am done." But as soon as Mom opened the door, she asked, "Where's Knuffle Bunny?" And that's when Dad realized, uh-oh, I made a huge mistake. And Trixie's like, yep, that's the face that I knew you were gonna make right when you found out Knuffle Bunny was missing. But I've been telling you this whole time that he's gone, and I don't know where he is, and I need my Knuffle Bunny. So the whole family ran down the block, Then they ran through the park. Here they are zooming past everybody. They even zoomed past the school. And last but not least, they went into the laundromat. So here they are, ready for the moment we've all been waiting for. Where is the missing Knuffle Bunny? Now Trixie's daddy looked and looked for Knuffle Bunny. And he looked, and he looked, and he looked, and he looked. But Knuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. And now Trixie's lips begin to quiver as she realizes Knuffle Bunny might be gone forever and she doesn't know where they could find him. So Trixie's daddy decided to look even harder until, dun-da-da-da, Knuffle Bunny, cried Trixie, and she is so happy to see her favorite bunny that those were the first words Trixie ever said. Knuffle Bunny, and she lived happily ever after with her favorite bunny ever. The end. That was the end of our first story of the night, Knuffle Bunny. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, but now we're going to go straight into the next one of the night, which is, I think you all expect what it's going to be, Knuffle Bunny 2, The Case of the Mistaken Identity. So here we go with the second book in the trilogy, Knuffle Bunny 2. Now, personally, I think this one is one of the better ones. I would rank them probably number 3, number 2, then number 1. Like, honestly, it gets better and better over time. So here we go with the next bedtime story for today. James said it was a great story. Nancy said, I loved it. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here, Nancy. I greatly appreciate it. But it's time for Knuffle Bunny, A Case of the Mistaken Identity. And also, I'm just gonna shift in my chair really quickly, just so we're a little bit more comfortable, and we could read along together. One morning, not so long ago, Trixie took a walk with her daddy. But by now, Trixie really knew how to talk. Guess what I'm going to do today, said Trixie. I'm gonna show Amy, and then I'm gonna show Meg, and then I'm gonna show Margot, and then I'm gonna show Jane, and then I'll show Leela, and then I'll show Rebecca, and then I'll show Noah, and then I'll show Robbie, and then I'll show Toshi, and then I'll show Casey, and then I'll show Connie, and then I'll show Parker, and then I'll show Brian, and then she talked, and she talked, and she talked. Now Trixie was so excited because she was taking her one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny someplace very special. Does anyone have a guess? Where do we think Trixie is going with Knuffle Bunny? So here she is pulling her dad, and she's like, come on, we have to hurry up. And his dad has his little, I don't know, like a T-Mobile paper in his hands. I don't know why he has that. But anyways, on he goes until they get to school. And Trixie and her dad walk up the stairs. They go through the corridor, and finally into the classroom. Now Trixie couldn't wait to show Knuffle Bunny to Mrs. Greengrove and all of her friends in pre-K. But just as her daddy kissed her goodbye, Trixie saw Sanja. Dun, dun, dun. So here goes Sanja, and it looks like Sanja has something very familiar in her hands. What is that? Suddenly, Trixie's one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny wasn't so one-of-a-kind anymore. Now there's 2 Knuffle Bunnies. Now the morning did not go well. Knuffle, 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 and here they are yelling at each other. And the afternoon was even worse because they were arguing at the lunch table until finally the teacher stole both their Knuffle Bunnies and said they couldn't have them until recess. Now, when the school bell rang, Mrs. Greengrove returned the Knuffle Bunnies. And the day sure got a whole lot better because they both have their bunnies. They are showing off to the class, and they're so, so happy. And then, before she knew it, it was time to go home. Trixie ate her dinner, she devoured her dessert, and then she brushed her teeth because it was time for her to go to bed, and she tried to escape the mommy and daddy robots from Planet Schnurp as they chase her all the way up the stairs to her bedroom. And then, at 1:30 bedtime, Trixie was tucked in, her eyes shut except for one of them, and she was ready for sleep And her parents are like, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Oops, I think I skipped a page here. So here goes Trixie, snoring and snoozing, but a few hours later. Do 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 do. Trixie realized something again. But what is that funky smell? Why is my Knuffle bunny smaller? And why does he look different? Trixie marched into her mommy's and daddy's room and said, that is not my bunny. So her parents are half asleep at like 3 a.m, and she's literally holding this bunny in disgust because she knows that this is not her bunny. Now Trixie's daddy tried to explain what 2:30 in the morning means, but he asked, can we just deal with this in the morning? It's way too early for this. But Trixie's daddy decided that he was going to go to the phone because after all, his wife is like, I want to go to bed and this is not going to get resolved. So hurry up and figure out how to get our Knuffle bunny back. But before he even made it down the stairs, ring, the phone rang. Trixie's house. We have your bunny, said the man on the other phone. Uh-oh, they have her bunny? But how could that be? Well, we have yours, said the dad. And so arrangements were made, making a little negotiation, trying to plan how they're going to swap the Knuffle bunnies. Until finally, Trixie couldn't last any longer, and at 3 a.m, here she goes with her dad down the block, and her daddy and Trixie rushed across the neighborhood. They are running for their dear lives. Run fast for your mother, fast for your father, run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Trixie did not want to be late, and neither did Sanja, because here's Trixie. I don't know if you could see her, but she's very, very tiny on this page, right over there, right in the middle. There's her with her dad, and then all the way across the fountain, we have Sanja and her dad running over, because I think they're meeting right in the middle at this giant little archway. Now, I don't know if this is in France or New York. I'm pretty sure it's in France, but I could be wrong. But anyways, here they go, arranging their business deal. Now, finally, there was an exchange, and the Knuffle bunnies were back where they belonged. Sanja's happy, Trixie's happy, and Sanja said, I was so worried about my bunny. So was I, Trixie replied. Then they both said, I'm glad you got your bunny back at the exact same time. And then they giggled, and so, dun-da-da-da, that is how Trixie found her first best friend ever. Bum, bum, bum. And even though there's a little star right there that says, Knuffle Bunny accepted, of course, because Trixie's new best friend, Sanja, is taking over the little spot. The end. Also, wait, what does this say at the bottom? It says, special thanks to the real Trixie and her mommy, Tom Drysdale, the Brooklyn Public Library, oh, and all these random people that they're thanking. The end. That was the end of Knuffle Bunny 2, The Case of the Mistaken Identity. What do you guys think of this story? I thought this one was so much fun, but let's see what you guys thought before we move on to the final story in the Knuffle Bunny saga. Knuffle Bunny Free, An Unexpected Diversion. What did you guys think of the other one? Before we move on to our next story, also wait, sorry y'all, I need to like scoot my chair over once again because I am running over things and there is a mess being made, but here we go, we are back and organized. So here we go with our next story. Someone said, yay, it was awesome. Someone loved it. Someone said it was great. Well, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed. But now it's time for the last Knuffle Bunny book. Knuffle Bunny Free, An Unexpected Diversion by the legend himself, Mo Williams. One day, not so long ago, Trixie took a big trip with her family. They were on their way to visit Trixie's Oma and Opa, all the way in Holland. Now, Holland is very far away. So, that meant taking a taxi to the airport, waiting in lots of lines, and watching Knuffle Bunny go through the big x-ray machine. Then they had some waiting some more, until finally they got onto a real plane, and Trixie is so ecstatic. because she's never been on a plane before. Now, on the plane, Trixie played with Knuffle Bunny. She read some books, and then she slept. Now, personally, I know everyone has like a favorite thing to do, whether it's playing, watching movies, reading a book. But for me, whenever I go on a plane, I am the biggest sleeper ever, and I will always take a nap. Now, before she knew it, the plane had landed, and Trixie and her family left the airport, and they got on a train to go to... dun, da, 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 Oma and Opa's house. And here they are welcoming Trixie with open arms. Now, Oma and Opa were so happy to see Trixie. Soon, Oma and Trixie were drinking cold glasses of chocolate milk in the garden, because after all, I think that's like a traditional Holland drink, cold chocolate milk. But then, suddenly, Trixie realized something. So Trixie's like, uh-oh, but what happened? There's something missing in my life. Where is my favorite prized possession ever? You know something's wrong when Trixie's eyes turn wide like that. Now, Trixie didn't have to tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone because Trixie didn't tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone, but she didn't have to, because as soon as she gave him those eyes, he realized that something was missing, and it is going to be a rough trip. Now, Trixie's daddy tried calling the airline and asked them to look for Knuffle Bunny on the plane, but the plane had already left for China. Now, China's very far away, said Trixie, and she is so nervous because she doesn't know who's going to take Knuffle Bunny because he's going all the way to a different continent, a different country. Now, Trixie's daddy told her the story of when he was a little boy and he had to say goodbye to his special Lammy. Trixie's mommy hugged her and asked her to be very, very brave. And Oma gave Trixie another big glass of chocolate milk and remarked on how big she was getting. Now, Trixie understood that she was getting bigger now, and she had to live without her Knuffle Bunny. But you could see in her eyes that she was about to tear up. She has not gotten sleep in a couple days because she needs her Knuffle Bunny. Now, even if she wished she wasn't growing older, but the next morning, Trixie tried to enjoy going to the cafe, and the swings in the playground, and even the carnival that was in town. But while her whole family's enjoying the vacation, Trixie just has a blank stare in her eyes because she doesn't know what to do without her Knuffle Bunny. She even has a shirt with her bunny on it, so you know how much she actually loves it. And while the whole week was filled with fun things, like eating French fries on the street, visiting real windmills, and feeding the ducks, Trixie was still sad. She missed her Knuffle Bunny, and Oma and Opa understood, and Oma and Opa had a plan. That night, they had a surprise for Trixie. A brand new, top-of-the-line, Funny Bunny Oney doll, Extreme. Now, it can walk in, it can speak in, and it could speak in Dutch, of course, and it can dance in. It could dance, it could speak, and it could walk. But still, it couldn't make Trixie feel any better. There was still something missing for her in her life, and she just doesn't know how to get it back. So Trixie was sure that she wouldn't be able to sleep another night in a strange bed without her Knuffle Bunny. But before she knew it, she was dreaming away. And the next day, she felt a whole lot better because, as you could see in her dream, we're going to open up her dream world. She dreamed of Knuffle Bunny and all the places he would visit. She dreamed of all the children who... Here, let me close this page. Open up the next one. She dreamed of all the children. Oh my gosh, this page is crazy and really hard to hold. Sorry about that. All the children that Knuffle Bunny would meet. And she dreamed of how Knuffle Bunny would make them all feel a whole lot better. And the next morning, she felt a whole lot better. Now finally, Trixie had a big breakfast. She played with Oma and Opa on the playground swings. And she even tried a sip of Opa's coffee at the cafe. It was a great day for Trixie. Now she realized she doesn't just need a Knuffle bunny to make her day happy. Now before she knew it, the trip was over and it was time to go home. Trixie hugged Oma and Opa as hard as she could. And then Trixie and her family got back onto the train and back onto the plane. So there they go home, and she's like, man, just like I was having fun now, I'm having to leave it all and go back home. Wah, wah, cried the baby on the plane. They had to listen to the crying baby as the plane lifted off. But can you believe it? Right there, on that very plane, Trixie noticed something. But what could that be? What's that little yellow furry thing in my seat? Knuffle Bunny! Trixie was so happy to have Knuffle Bunny back in her arms. She can't believe what they finally found her. What are the odds that the plane went to China, it came back, and now they're on the exact same plane, in the exact same seat, grabbing their Knuffle Bunny? But still, Trixie turned around and said, would your baby like my Knuffle Bunny? So here she is. She's so happy that she could even make the decision to give her Knuffle Bunny to the crying baby. Really? Asked the baby's mother. Really? Asked Trixie's daddy. Really? Asked Trixie's mommy. Bloggle plobble, said the baby. And everyone is shocked that Trixie is about to give away her Knuffle Bunny. Really, said Trixie. And she was big enough to make the decision. Now the baby was happy, the baby's mother was thankful, and Trixie's parents were proud. And the other passengers sure were relieved to not have to deal with a crying baby on the plane. And so, that is how, a few weeks later, Trixie received her very first letter in the mail. The end. Dear Trixie, how are you? We are doing good. Happy Friday. Here's Knuffle Bunny. He's almost lost at the grocery store. Fortunately, we found him. The end of the wonderful letter. And also at the end of the book, there's also a letter to the real-life Trixie that says, a note to Trixie. Trixie, I hope to watch you grow up, fall in love, start a family, and be happy. And I hope that one day, many years from now, you will receive a package and it'll be from an old pen pal. Love, Daddy. The end. Now that was the end of Knuffle Bunny Free. What do you guys think of this story? I thought this one was so much fun, but that was going to be our last bedtime story for the stream. Someone said, imagine Knuffle Bunny was Annabelle. That would be kind of scary. But anyways, that was the last book in the Knuffle Bunny series. I hope you all enjoyed. I thought that one was so much fun. It was really amazing. And if you guys did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to show us some love and boost the stream to some other people. Also, if you guys did enjoy, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys another day for some bedtime stories. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what I'm going to do, guys, if you guys want more bedtime stories tonight, because, I don't know if I'm ready to tell you guys, so I'm going to tell you guys in a couple days, but I'm going to have to take a little bit of a hiatus from bedtime stories when I go to college, y'all. So that's why I've been doing a lot of YouTube streams, because I want to get as many live bedtime stories as possible so you guys can watch them later. So what I think I'm going to do, y'all, before you go, is I'm going to end this live, right? Like, I'm going to press the end button just so it saves it and we could watch it later. But then I'm going to go live right now, like right after this one, just so we could have a new live. And we're going to do one more batch of bedtime stories. So I'm going to read another like 2 or 3 bedtime stories. These ones are going to be like the funny ones. So if you guys want to watch some funny bedtime stories, those are going to be next. So I'm going to end this live, y'all. And then there's going to be another one that shows up any second now. So if you guys want to join that, I will see you guys in about like a minute or two. Okay, bye everyone.